A warm welcome to you, and now this is the Christmas episode of Business Nigeria, and I am Tululokwe Ogunjobi. Thanks for joining us as usual. Our Christmas is a couple of hours away, and there have been mixed reactions from that's across Nigeria about the celebration for this year. Now let's see what the residents of different parts of the country are saying. Starting off with with the treasure base of the nation, that's talking about Rivers State. Residents and sellers of food items and consumables are lamenting the high cost of commodity, especially with the Christmas season around the corner. Some market visited recorded low patronage due to what they attributed to lack of cash flow in the country, what some people call lack of purchasing power. We have details for you in this report.
This hustling and screaming by market women waiting to get their wares offloaded from the trucks in this market is usually associated with rush periods, especially with Christmas season fast approaching. But even with these trucks parked waiting to offload these goods, sellers say customers are not forthcoming this time around compared to previous Christmas seasons.
Customers, money no the customers know the cost. Since money I can never sell.
Very, very bad. Unlike before, if by now we'll be selling very fine, but see now we don't sell. There's no money. Where region have killed us.
We are not even celebrating Christmas because of the cost of the goods.
Towards the festive period like this, you can't move. It was jam-packed. But you can see with your eyes today, as you came into this market today, you see there is a lot of space in the market.
The tales of these men who deal in vegetables and other salad condiments is not different.
Plenty market for ground. Nobody will come by it. But they will pray, maybe God will help us.
Those who are giving us the motors that we are putting the goods inside, then just say they increase the money for us.
Meanwhile, buyers have attributed the high cost of commodities in the market to the current recession in the country.
The prices you bought things yesterday, when you come back today, the prices are no longer the same. And it's not as if the money is so much.
Things are very, very expensive. Even though from this side, things here may be cheaper, but other things in the market is very, very high.
In fact, this one is not Christmas price anymore. It's actually recession price.
As at the time of this market survey on Wednesday this week, 50-kilogram bag of rice was selling for between 23,000 to 26,000 naira. A basket of tomatoes was going for 7,000 naira. Basket of onions, 6,000, while the big bag of the same onions was 20,000 naira. A carton of big tin tomatoes sold for 7,500, while the small one was for 3,500. 8,000 naira is a liter of gallon of vegetable oil, while 4 liters was selling for between 3,500 to 4,000 naira. This is the tomato section of the fruit garden here in Port Harcourt City. And a lot of buyers here say they are determined to celebrate Christmas, whether recession or not. As they say, it comes once in a year. Even as they've called on federal government to do everything possible in order to alleviate their situation and bring down prices of foodstuffs. Edmond Awaje, TVC News, Port Harcourt.
And from Edward there in Rivers State, we move to the Federal Capital Territory, that's Abuja, which is not left out in this experience, as TVC News correspondent Lara Afolayan visited some markets. She says traders are complaining of low sales, while consumers say prices have skyrocketed and times are hard.
A marketplace in the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Many traders sit idle in their stalls waiting for customers. A chat with some of them reveals their frustration. They say sales this Christmas are poor compared with the experience last year.
It's not moving much like before. Market is generally low. So actually, if it's this time last year, we sell twice what we are selling now.
Last year better pass this one. If you not to the true way they there. To complain with money. No money. Maybe you see the one where you meet now. He abused me myself, I no answer. I just say make no verse.
The Christmas season is synonymous with chickens and turkeys, as many families will ordinarily slaughter these birds to feast with family and friends. But a visit to the chicken section of this market shows the cages filled with birds as they receive attention from very few buyers. This chicken seller looks gloomy as he waits patiently for customers that are not forthcoming.
Before, by now, the market would have been booming, but now people are complaining that there's no money in the town and the price of the chicken actually is even higher compared to other years.
A visit to the chicken slaughter section shows some activities, but those in this line of business say it should ordinarily be better. Some traders even admit to have cut down on prices of commodities in order to attract buyers, but this hasn't worked either.
For this one, we used to sell at 600, 700. Now they sell at 500, 400. No market, that's why we less like that. You see customer from our front, customer no day. How we go do now? We could go table and make it do something for us now.
Those who have come shopping for Christmas say their purchasing power is limited, no thanks to the prevailing economic situation in the country.
We are not finding it easy like that for us to buy.
As bad as things are at the moment, if you put a bit more extra effort, perhaps maybe in the past I would come to the market and spend 30 minutes, but now if I spend 1 hour haggling and then going round, perhaps find a good bargain.
The traders blame the hike in prices to the prevailing exchange rate, which seems to be affecting all commodities. They appeal to government to help the situation. The buyers, on their part, seek better living conditions from the authorities to enable them afford basic needs like clothing and food this season and beyond. Lara Folayo, TVC News, Abuja.
Story seems to be very similar there now. Shortage of funds and hike in price of commodities coupled with the recession which we face. Well, in the course of trying to take the pulse of Nigerians now, TVC News correspondent KANO State went around various sections of the famous ABUJA market and reports that the low turnout of buyers has robbed the market of its usual hustle and bustle. And this implies that the land of commerce itself is being affected by this same recession.
It's few days to Christmas. Christian residents of Kano State, northwest Nigeria, are in various markets to purchase commodities. Unlike last year, the turnout at various markets was very low. The problem, according to some Christian residents, has to do with the increase in the prices of commodities in the markets.
Actually, when I came into the market, it's very unfortunate that what we were buying at the rate of 10,000, 50,000, the prices is just escalating. So it's very unfortunate that when I came in now, a trawler that I normally buy for this boy, 3,000, I was getting this 5,500, 6,000 naira.
I came to buy Christmas clothes for my people, and the price is inflating. It's very high. See, the way we bought last year is not like that this year. Things are very expensive.
This is the clothing section of the ABUJA market in Kano State. Shop owners here are not finding things funny. We met Polo sitting ideally and lowly. Polo and some traders we spoke to say they are badly hit by low patronage this Yuletide season due to the rising prices of clothes.
This time around, buyers are not much. You can see the line is empty. It's not like before. Unlike before, last year, things are very by this time last year, you cannot see road to stand like this, talk more of talking with you people because of customers. But you can see now everywhere is just scanty.
Prices of foodstuffs have also skyrocketed, unlike last year in the same market. According to Muhammad Salisu, who sells grains, despite the increase, the patronage is not so bad. Poultry products section of the market is a beehive of activities, as buyers and sellers are deep in business. Compared to last year, prices of poultry products remain stable. Uniform and patronage is not bad, according to the traders. Buyers and sellers in Kano State are hopeful that the prices will eventually go down and the economic activities will be back in full swing. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.
Well, that's Kano there. Different strokes for different folks. Well, let's see how it all plays out because we're still going to be seeing the situation in other states. Let's go on a break now on Business Nigeria, and we'll be back with more. Please stay with us. Glad to have you back, and we're watching Business Nigeria. Now, we've been talking about plight of Nigerians as they celebrate Christmas. We've gone to 2-3 states now, and now we're back to Lagos, where on their part they have this to say about the buying and selling at the season.
These old layers, we sold it like 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, but now it's 2,000 naira each. And the white one, last year we sold it 3,200, now it's 4,000 naira.
2015 is more better than the 2016. You know, bag of rice was 8,000 naira per bag. Now at the rate of 19,000 naira. You know, the difference is much. Actually, it's not everybody can afford the money right now. Actually, some people are buying like 2 bags. 1 bag, 3 bags, but they cannot even afford half bag because for you to see how terrible things is now.
The thing 2015, I buy fish, croaker, 13,000, 12,000, but now 25, 24. It's too much.
The difference between the prices, you know, because as of last year, we sell kilo like 650, 700, but this year around 900.
Now, but it seems ABIA State is having a different view about this Christmas. Despite the scarcity of funds due to the recession experienced across the country, about Nigerians, residents of God's own state, are adamant that the Christmas festival is worth celebrating.
A celebration by Christians across the world to mark the birth of Jesus Christ comes on the 25th of December every year. Christians see it as a period to show love and exchange gifts with family members and friends as exemplified by the 3 wise men in the Bible. Based on this, people go all out to spend big during this period, buy not only food but other items including wares. It is also a period when people in the villages expect their loved ones back home. This year, there's quite a lull, owing to the present economic recession biting the country. Those who used to reap bountifully during this period are now grumbling.
As of last year, I won't have time to be doing this now. I'll really be attending to customers now. It's very, very bad. On the 22nd, nothing is happening. People are not buying. Everywhere is just dry. Customers are really, really complaining. Nothing. The sales rate this year is very, very poor. There is no money. The recession is really affecting this thing.
Price is very, very costly. I don't know how we just talk them.
Like by this time last year,
I sell 1 bag of rice 10,500 naira, but now 23,000 naira. Business they rush away with that time, but now nobody get money to buy these things.
Despite this, the people seem unperturbed as they are determined to celebrate the Christmas even if they cannot afford all the luxuries of previous years. Even the towns and villages are now witnessing a return of its indigents for the celebration, as evident in increased traffic in UMAR, the state capital.
First, we thank God that we are alive, but economically, it has not been easy. But because we are alive, we have cause to glorify God. So the Christmas, we'll still celebrate it as long as we are alive. So we won't celebrate it like the way it usually used to be.
My son sent me money to come and buy rice. That's why you see me here. If it's my own, I don't think that I can be able to afford money for rice today because it's too expensive.
It's a month of joy, but the situation, the recession in the country is making everybody to feel boring as if nothing is happening.
Despite of the resolve of Nigerians to mark the celebration, in spite of the hard times, many still believe that this year, the celebration will not have the pomp and celebration of previous years, or because of the recession. Nnamdi Ofonye, TVC News, Umuahia.
Meanwhile, residents of Lagos State have stormed various sales centers to buy lake rice at approved prices. While many laud the initiative of government to introduce the commodity this Yuletide season, others want the process of purchase easier. TVC News correspondent Adedoja Salam Adeni visited the Rowe Park Distribution Center in Yaba, Lagos.
This is one of the collection points of the lake rice, which is the first product of more value chain commodities between Lagos and Kebbi State. And Mr. Abraham has been waiting for hours to get 1 bag of rice. How, Mr. Abraham?
Fine.
How has it been getting a bag of rice here?
Well, you know, like I've been here from it
trying to get a bag of rice, but I've not got it now, but I'm sure that I'll get it. So they told us that we should go home and come back tomorrow to get the bag of rice. So
how are you paying? Is it through POS or to the bank?
I pay to the bank, then bring my teller here to get it. And I think it's a nice development. This is the value. This is one of the value of the change that we voted for.
This gesture is a very good gesture, but the best way they would have done this thing, they would have told Lagosians or Nigerians to pay into a particular account, and thereafter they can send a alert to that person that you can go to a particular place to get your rice. The issue of getting crowd here and there, fighting here and there, is not really ideal.
I got here this morning and I was told that we could use your ATM or your bank teller. So I had to get my ATM. I went back to get my ATM to collect it. I think it's fair, and they are not really biased. They don't care whether you're a Lagos State government staff or you're an indigenous, as long as you're a Nigerian, you are living in a resident of Lagos, you get what you want.
Do you have to bribe anybody before you?
No. I don't even see anybody. I just went to the line. As many people are queuing. I just stand at their back. When it gets to my turn, they said I should go and collect the.
Okay. How many of it did you get?
I got only one.
Earlier in the year, the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, and his Kebbi State counterpart signed a memorandum of understanding that gave birth to this lake rice. And last Wednesday, the two governors inaugurated the rice. Adedoja Salam Adeniyi, TVC News, Lagos.
Something very important about the lake rice issue is the fact that it's another path for us to get to food sufficiency, which is really very important at this time. We need to reduce imports and exports from imports, I beg your pardon, of rice and other food items from abroad, which we can actually produce here in Nigeria. It's very important. The partnership between Lagos and Kebbi State government, I think more of this kind of partnership needs to come on board. And still in the same vein now, President Muhammadu Buhari has commended Lagos and Kebbi states for the successful partnership that gave rise to the local rice of lake rice. Buhari, who spoke through his media aide, Femi Adesina, on Friday, lauded the government, the commitment of Governor Akinwumi Ambode and Atiku Baguda in the meeting the country's rice requirements. He also expressed delight at the relatively cheaper price of lake rice, especially at this period of recession. The president urged the state government to replicate what he called an exemplary achievement in other staple crops and dairy products. All right, then now to other business stories now. Nigeria's foreign exchange crisis have damaged the country's aviation sector. The West African nation's forex reserves have taken a battering following a slump in global oil prices. The Minister of State on Aviation, Adi Sirika, says the major challenge is the foreign exchange. The dollar scarcity has led to acute shortage of jet oils used by airlines and left several local carriers struggling to pay their staff. The Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, hopes that the amendment to the laws establishing it will enable it help more businesses. The agency's Director General, RADDA, says the amendment process is on course and hopes it will soon be concluded. The modified law will enable the agency seek funding from sources outside government. Inadequate financing has been a major setback, limiting SMEDAN's operations in growing small businesses across the country. RADDA was speaking on the sidelines of a capacity building program for artisans in Nigeria's capital, Abuja.
The major criteria is those that are already in business, irrespective of which kind of business you are, because the idea of the program is to provide the participant with managerial ability. The major challenge facing the agency is honestly the inadequate funding of the agency, but the agency is taking a step forward towards that by trying to amend the act that establishes the agency to enable the agency generate funding outside the national budget. The bill has gone to second reading. Is now going for public hearing, and after public hearing, then subsequently the bill may be passed.
And massive infrastructure development has been identified as a solution to the current economic challenges facing the country. Speaking at an event in Lagos aimed at giving back to the society, a Nigerian senator from Lagos East Senatorial District, Udbenga Ashafa, says government is committed to investing in all sectors of the economy. The senator added that the Nigerian Senate is working with the executive to attract foreign direct investment into the country.
The governor of Lagos State is really trying his best in ensuring that there is ample infrastructural development that will affect them, like what you are seeing in the ease with which transportation is going on in Lagos, as well as the welfare packages in terms of employment and the rest. Equally, on our own part, we want to let them know that there are so many projects that we've been able to influence through the national organ, and to let them know too that there are better days ahead. The government is trying its best. We on our own part, we are trying our best, and we will ensure that we do the best that will make Nigerians feel that they've not made a mistake about the government and the representatives they have chosen.
Well, all I would say before we round up is that try and still save some money as we do the bustling, the enjoyments, the eatings and all of it. Let us still try and save and prepare for the new year. It's going to be a new year and we need to kickstart activities in the new year. So as we spend, let's think of what we would also use to kickstart our lives in the new year, and particularly at this time of recession. Well, that's our package for you today on Business Nigeria. Join us again another time for more insightful analysis. Well, I am Tolulokwe Ogunjobi. I leave you with the figures of the exchange rate as it stands today on behalf of the entire production crew. I must say thank you for watching and Merry Christmas in advance.